So much for this, sir. Now shall you see the other? You do remember all the circumstance?
Remember it, my lord?
Sir, in my heart there was a kind of fighting that would not let me sleep. Methought I lay worse than the mutinies and the bilboes. Rashly, and praise be rashness for it, let us know, our indiscretion sometimes serves us well, when our deep plots do pall, and that should teach us, there's a divinity that chances our ends, rough hew them how we will.
That is most certain.
Up from my cabin, me sea-groans scarfed about me, in the dark, groped I to find out them, had my desire, fingered their packet, and in fine withdrew to mine own room again, making so bold, my fears forgetting manners, to unseal their grand commission, where I found Horatio, O royal Canavian, exact command, larded with many several sorts of reasons, importing Denmark's health and England's too. With such bugs and goblins in my life, that on the supervice no leisure bated, no, not to stand the grinding of the axe, my head should be struck off.
Isn't possible?
Here's the commission, read it at more leisure, but wilt thou hear me how I did proceed?
I beseech you.
Being thus benetted round with villainies, ere I could make a prologue to my brains, they had begun the play. I sat me down, devised a new commission, wrote it fair. I once did hold it, as our status do, a baseness to write fair and laboured much. How to forget that learning? But, sir, it did me yeoman's service. Wilt thou know the effect of what I wrote?
Aye, my good lord.
An earnest conjuring from the king, as England with his faithful tributary, as love between them like the palm might flourish, as peace should stiff her wheaten garland wear, and stand a comma tween their amities, and many such like, as this of great charge, that, on the view and knowing of these contents, without debatement further, more or less, he should the bearers put to sudden death, not shriving time allowed.
How was this sealed?
Why, even in that was heaven ordinate. I had my father's signet in my pus, which was the model of the Danish seal, folded the writ up in form of the other, subscribed it, gave the impression, placed it safely, the changeling never known. Now, the next day was our sea fight, and what to this was sequent, thou know'st already.
So Guildenstern and Rosencrantz go toned?
Why, man, they did make love to this employment. They are not near my conscience. Their defeat does by their own insinuation grow. 'Tis dangerous when the baser nature comes between the pass and tell incensed points of mighty opposites.
Why, what a king is this?
Does it not, thinks thee, stand me now upon? He that hath killed my king and whored my mother, popped in between the election and my hopes, thrown out his angle for my proper life, and with such connage it's not perfect conscience. To quit him with this arm, and it's not to be damned, to let this canker of our nature come in further evil?
It must be shortly known to him from England. What is the issue of the business there?
It will be short, the interim is mine, and a man's life no more than to say one. But I am very sorry, good Horatio, that to Laertes I forgot myself, for by the image of my cause I see the portrait of his. I'll court his favours, but sure the bravery of his grief did put me into a towering passion.
Peace! Who comes here?
Your lordship is right. Welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you, sir. Dost know this waterfly?
No, my good lord.
Thy state is more gracious, for 'tis a vice to know him. He hath much land and fertile. Let a beast be lord of beasts, and his crib shall stand at the king's mess. 'Tis a cove, but as I say, spacious in the possession of dirt.
Sweet lord, if your lordship were at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from his majesty.
I will receive it, sir, with all diligence of spirit. Put your bonnet to his right use. 'Tis for the head.
I thank your lordship. It is very hot.
No, believe me, 'tis very cold. The wind is northerly.
It is indifferent cold, my lord, indeed.
But yet methinks it is very sultry and hot for my complexion.
Exceedingly, my lord. It is very sultry, as twere, I cannot tell how. But, my lord, his majesty bade me to signify to you that he has laid a great wager on your head. Sir, this is the matter.
I beseech you, remember.
Nay, good my lord, for mine ease and good faith, Sir here is newly come to court Laertes. Believe me, an absolute gentleman, full of most excellent differences, of very soft society and great showing. Indeed, to speak feeling of him, He is the card or calendar of gentry, for you shall find in him the continent of what part a gentleman would see.
Sir, his definement suffers no perdition in you, though I know to divide him inventorially would dizzy the arithmetic of memory, and yet by yaw neither in respect to his quick sail, but in the very of extolment I shall him to be a soul of great article, and his infusion of such dearth and rareness as to make true diction of his. Semblable is his mirror. Semblable is his mirror, and who else would trace him, his umbrage, nothing more.
Your lordship speaks most infallible of him.
The contrary, sir. Why do we wrap the gentleman in our more aurer breath?
Sir?
Is it not possible to understand it in another tongue? You will don't, sir, really.
What imports the nomination of this gentleman?
Of Laertes?
His purse is empty already. All's golden words are spent.
Of him, sir?
I know you are not ignorant.
I would you did, sir, yet in faith, if you did, it would not much approve me. Well, sir?
You are not ignorant of what excellence Laertes is.
I dare not confess that, lest I should compare with him in excellence, but to know a man well, where to know himself.
I mean, sir, for his weapon, but in the imputation laid on him by them. In his meat he's unfellowed.
What's his weapon?
Rapier and dagger.
That's two of his weapons, but well?
The king, sir, hath wagered with him 6 Barbary horses, against the which he has imponed, as I take it, 6 French rapiers and poniards, with their assigns as girdles, hangers, and so. 3 of the carriages, in faith, are very dear to fancy, very responsive to the hilts, most delicate carriages, and of very liberal conceit.
Which call you the carriages?
I knew you must be edified by the margin ere you had done.
The carriages, sir, are the hangers.
The phrase would be more German to the matter. If we could carry cannon by our sides, I would it might be hangers till then. But on. 6 Barbary horses against 6 French swords. There are signs, and 3 liberal conceited carriages. That's the French bet against the Danish. Why is this imponed, as you call it?
The king, sir, hath laid that in a dozen passes between yourself and him, he shall not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9, and it would come to immediate trial, if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no?
I mean, my lord, the opposition of your person in trial.
Sir, I will walk here in the hall, if it please his majesty. 'Tis the breathing time of day with me. Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold his purpose. I will win for him, and I can. If not, I will gain nothing but my shame and the odd hits.
Shall I re-deliver you even so?
To this effect, sir, after what flourish your nature will.
I commend my duty to your lordship.
Yours.
This lapwing runs away with a shell on his head.
He did comply with his dug before he sucked it. Thus hath he and many more of the same bevy that I know the dressy age dots on, only got the tune of the time and outward habit of encounter, a kind of yesty collection which carries them through and through the most fond and windowed options, and do but blow them into their trial. The bubbles are out. My lord, his majesty commended him to you by young Osric, who brings back to him that you attend him in the hall. He sends to know if your pleasure hold to play with Laertes, or that you will take longer time. I am constant to my purpose. They follow the king's pleasure. If his fitness speaks, mine is ready, now or whenever so, provided I be as able as now. The king and queen and all are coming down. In happy time. The queen desires you to use some gentle entertainment to Laertes before you fall to play. She well instructs me.
You will lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think so. Since he went into France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds, but thou wouldst not think how ill all's here about my heart. But it is no matter.
Nay, good my lord.
It is but foolery, but it is such a kind of gain-giving, as would perhaps trouble a woman.
If your mind is like anything, obey it. I will forestall their repair hither, and say you are not fit.
Not a whit we defy augury. There's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it not be now, yet it will come. The readiness is all, since no man has aught of what he leaves, what isn't to leave betimes. Come, Hamlet. Come and take this hand from me. Give me your pardon, sir, I've done you wrong, but pardon as you are a gentleman, this presence knows, and you must needs have heard. Now I am punished with subtle distraction, what I have done, that might your nature honour an exception roughly awake, I here proclaim was madness. Wasn't Hamlet wrong, Laertes? Never Hamlet. If Hamlet from himself be taken away, and when he's not himself does wrong, Laertes, then Hamlet does it not. Hamlet denies it. Who does it then? His madness? If it be so, Hamlet is of the faction that is wronged. His madness is poor Hamlet's enemy. Sir, in this audience, let my disclaiming from a purposed evil free me so far in your most generous thoughts that I have shot mine arrow over the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose motive in this case should stir me most to my revenge. But in my terms of honor I stood aloof, and with no reconcilement till by some elder masters of my known honor I have a voice and precedent of peace to keep my name ungorged. But till that time I do receive your offered love like love, and will not wrong it.
I embrace it freely, and will this brother's wager frankly play. Give us the foils. Come on!
Come, one for me.
I'll be your foil, Laertes, in mine ignorance. Your skill shall, like a star in the darkest night, stick fury off indeed.
You mock me, sir.
No, by this hand. Give them the foils, young Osric. Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager. Very well, my lord, your grace hath laid the odds over the weaker side. I do not fear it. I have seen you both. But since he is bettered, we have therefore odds.
This is too heavy. Let me see another.
This likes me well. These foils have all a length.
Aye, good my lord.
Set me the stoups of wine upon that table. If Hamlet give the first or second hit, or quit in answer of the third exchange, let all the battlements their ordnance fire. The king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath, and in the cup and union shall he thrown, richer than that which 4 successive kings in Denmark's crown have worn. Give me the cups, and let the kettle to the trumpet speak, the trumpet to the cannoneer without, the cannons to the heavens to earth. Now the king dunks to Hamlet. Come, begin, and you the judges bear a wary eye. Come on, sir.
Come, my lord.
1.
No.
Judgment.
A hit, a very valuable hit. Well, again.
Stay. Give my drink, Hamlet. This pearl is thine. Here's to thy health. I'll play this bout first. Set it be a while. Come.
A touch, I do confess.
Our son shall win.
He's fat and scant of breath. Here, Hamlet, take my napkin. Rub thy brows. The queen corroses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Good madam. Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
It is the poison cup. It is too late. I dare not drink yet, madam. By and by.
Come, let me wipe thy face.
My lord, I'll hit him now.
I do not think.
And yet 'tis most against my conscience.
Come for the third, Laertes. You but daily, I pray you, pass with your best violence. I am afraid you make a wanton of me.
Say you so? Come on. How about you now?
Block them. They are incensed. Nay, come again.
Look to the queen there, ho!
They bleed on both sides. How is it, my lord?
How isn't Laertes? Why is a woodcock to my own spring? Osric, I am justly killed with mine own treachery.
How does the queen? She swoons to see them bleed.
No, no, the drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet, the drink. I am poisoned.
Oh, villainy! Ho! Let the door be locked! Treachery! Seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. In thee there is not half an hour of life. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and unvenomed. The foul practice hath turned itself on me low. Here I lie, never to rise again, and thy mother's poisoned. I can no more. The king's to blame.
The point! And venom too! Then venom, do thy work! Oh! It defend me, friends! I am but hurt. Hear thou, incestuous, murderous, damned Dane, drink of this potion. Is thy union here? Follow my mother.
He is justly served. It is a poison tempered by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and thy father's death come not upon thee, nor thine on mine.
Heaven, make thee free of it. I follow thee. I am dead, Horatio. Wretched queen, adieu. You look pale and tremble at this chance. That are but mutes or audience to this act. Had I but time, as this fell sergeant, death is strict to his arrest. Oh, I could tell you, but let it be, Horatio. I am dead. Thou livest. Report me and my cause all right to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I am more an antique Roman than a Dane. Here's yet some liquor left.
As thou'rt a man, give me the cup. Let go. By heaven, I'll have it. O good Horatio, what a wounded name. Things stand thus unknown. Shall live behind me. If thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee, felicity awhile, and in this hush would draw thy breath in pain to tell my story.
Young Fortinbras, with conquest come from Poland, to the ambassadors of England, gives this warlike volley.
Oh, I die, Horatio. The potent poison quite over the crows my spirit. I cannot live to hear the news from England, but I do prophesy the election's light on Fortinbras. He has my dying voice. So tell him, with the occurrence, more and less, which have solicited the rest in silence.
Now crack to noble heart. Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. Why does the drum come hither?
Where is this sight?
What is it ye would see? If aught of wonder or woe, cease your search.
This quarry cries on havoc, O proud death. What feastest towards in thine own cell? That thou so many princes at a shot, so bloodily hast struck. The sight is dismal, and our affairs from England come too late. The ears are senseless that should give us hearing, to tell him his commandment is fulfilled, that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Where should we have our thanks?
Not from his mouth. Had it the ability of life to thank you, he never gave commandment for their death. But since so jump upon this bloody question, you from the Polish wars, and you from England, have arrived, give order that these bodies, high on a stage, be placed to the view, and let me speak to the yet unknowing world how these things came about, so you hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, of accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of deaths put on by cunning and forced cause, and in this upshot purpose mistook, fallen on the inventor's reeds, as this can I truly deliver.
Let us haste to hear it, and call the noblest to the audience. For me with sorrow I embrace my fortune. I have some rights of memory in this kingdom, which now to claim my vantage doth invite me.
Of that I shall also have cause to speak, and from his mouth whose voice will draw on more. But let this same be presently performed, even while men's minds are wild, lest more mischance on plots and errors happen.
Let 4 captains bear Hamlet like a soldier to the stage, for he was likely, had he been put on, to have proven most royally, and for his passage, the soldiers' music and the rifles of war. Speak loudly for him. Take up the bodies. Such a sight as this becomes a field, but here shows much amiss. Go, bid the soldiers shoot.